GETTYexploitable fish stocks could run out by 2048 in AsiaGlobal clean water and energy supplies as well as food. Resources will also be under pressure as harmful human activities cause alarming declines to life on Earth. More than 550 scientists over the past 3 years have come up with an alarming health check on the planet to highlight the threat across its continents. The United Nations-backed report covers 4 regions: the Americas, Asia and the Pacific, Africa as well as Europe and Central Asia, and makes harrowing reading. In Asia, it warns, exploitable fish stocks could run out by 2048 because of the way the seas are being plundered, with 90% of its corals also suffering severe degradation over the same period. The same time, 8 out of 10 rivers with the most plastic waste are also in Asia. For the Americas, nature provides an incredible $24.3 trillion a year windfall to people through crops, wood, fresh water and tourism. Yet almost 2/3 of these natural contributions are in decline. Rees Africa lost Sudan this week, its last male northern white rhino. This alarming trend endangers economies, livelihoods, food security and the quality of life of people everywhere. We're undermining our own future well-being. Robert Watson, during a week that has seen Africa lose Sudan, its last male northern white rhino. Climate change is threatening to wipe out half of its birds and mammal species by 2100. In Europe and Central Asia, wetlands have declined by half since 1970, and now only 7% of the EU's marine species are in favorable conservation status, putting the seal on shocking 4 combined reports, approved today by 129 governments after talks in Colombia. The mass team of authors conclude biodiversity, the essential variety of life forms on Earth, continues to decline in every region of the world. This alarming trend endangers the quality of life of people everywhere. The reports have been overseen by the Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services (IPBES), and its chairman Robert Watson provided a stark warning that the findings are far from being reserved for the scientific community. He said, biodiversity and nature's contributions to people sound, to many people, academic and far removed from our daily lives. Nothing could be further from the truth. The impact of burning fossil fuels is bringing about biodiversity loss in many parts of the world. This alarming trend endangers economies, livelihoods, food security and the quality of life of people everywhere. We're undermining our own future well-being. The impact of burning fossil fuels, so driving climate change, is bringing about biodiversity loss in many parts of the world, warns the report. This is something that policymakers have to understand, says Mr. Watson, explaining, climate change affects biodiversity, changes in our natural vegetation affects climate change, and both of them, if we don't do this correctly, will undermine many of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Clean water for everyone, food security for people, energy security, human security, equity. Economic growth is going to continue. Population growth is going to continue to 2050, therefore demand for resources will grow. Amid the gloom, there is hope. Scientists believe protecting more areas, breathing life back in damaged zones and reconfiguring subsidies for unsustainable farming can be beneficial for the planet, as can consumers reducing their meat intake. Each region will need different answers. Mr. Watson added, it's not too late to halt, or even reverse, some of the harm. Can we stop all of it? No. Can we significantly slow it down? Yes. To highlight the positive signs, the report reveals how forest cover rose by 22.9% in China and other nations in Northeast Asia between 1990 and 2015, and that parks and other protected areas are expanding in many regions, including the Americas and Asia-Pacific. Populations of animals such as the Iberian lynx, Amur tiger and Far Eastern leopard are also coming back from the brink of extinction through conservation.